Today's video is going to be all about you. I want to share with you some of my top strategies for losing weight, and these strategies are going to be easy strategies that you can implement in your everyday life to help make sure you're successful and to help make sure you are reaching and working towards your goals. Although this is a 10-week series that I created, please remember that it's probably going to take well beyond 10 weeks to reach any of our goals. This is just the starting point for you, but today's video is hopefully going to reinvigorate you, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel and stick around, because later in this video we're going to take a trip over to Walmart, because most of us have access to Walmart. Walmart's actually a great place to go to stay on track with your health. They offer produce, they even offer organic produce if that's your thing. They offer high protein options, low fat options, gluten-free, whatever it is you individually need. But we're going to take a trip to the store later, and I'm going to share with you some of my easy strategies for you to take advantage of. Now, one of the things that's been so cool about starting the Grounds Inner Circle for me at the same time as starting the Driven series is that I wake up every day really thinking about all these women who are part of Inner Circle. They never leave my mind, quite honestly. I think about how I can best show up for them and how I can continue to improve myself on a daily basis. In addition to that, I'm constantly seeking out tools or what other mindset shifts or techniques, things to think about that will keep them moving forward. So many women just strive for this perfectionist strategy. They do this all or nothing approach, and at the end of the day, the common theme often ends up being really low self-esteem with women too. I was there. I was one of them for most of my life, sadly, which is why it's been my mission to reach and work with more women so that you can wake up every day, regardless of how old you are. I'm waking up today, the oldest we've ever been, correct? But feeling our most confident, our most capable of handling the tough shit that comes our way. So before we head to Walmart, I'm doing my morning a little bit differently, and this plays into weight loss strategies as well. So let me show you what I'm up to and why. Here we are in the chaos that is my laundry room. This is something that I don't like to do. I'm just gonna be honest, there's things in life we don't like to do. Drop down in the comments below one adult or household chore you despise that you would just prefer to pay someone else to do. For me, that would be organizing my laundry, doing my laundry, figuring out where to put all this stuff, because quite honestly, your girl is maxed out up in this house. But how this relates to weight loss, friends. So if you are someone that finds yourself snacking out of boredom, out of not sure what to do with yourself, maybe you're feeling lonely, maybe you're feeling lost, maybe you're feeling frustrated. If you can take a few steps back and find the moments to just reflect on what you're actually feeling and what your body needs at that time. Sometimes we just need to get ourselves back to a relaxed state. For me personally, when I'm feeling a little chaotic and anxious, what I've learned about myself, and that can trigger me very easily to just want to eat, even if I'm not feeling that physical hunger. So for me, what I like to do that I found has worked well is to organize my life, because it's something that I've learned to live with, to deal with, but it's always in the back of my mind and it always makes me anxious. So if in those anxious moments, I can take a second and say, you know what, Kara, are you anxious right now? Like, why are you anxious? Are you truly hungry? Or are you just trying to numb an emotion or a feeling? I love that I'm doing this clip, and this is all my undies. Welcome to Kara's Underwear. If you can take that moment to reflect and say, let me see if I can shift what I'm doing into something more productive, something that's going to make me feel good when I'm done with it. Is that going to be sitting there eating a bag of cookies? Or could I maybe knock a couple things off the to-do list that are in the back of my mind? So respectfully, for me, that's usually knocking a couple things off the to-do list. So that's what I'm starting my morning doing. I'm starting to feel a little chaotic after traveling, knowing I'm going to be traveling next month. I just always feel like I'm getting more and more behind when I travel in a way, but I think that's a mindset shift I need to continue to work on. So starting my morning today, I am trying to get as much laundry done as possible. Will I get it all done? Probably not. And that's the perfectionism part of me, where it's like, I don't want to start it if I can't do it 100%. But if you continue to function this way with that perfectionist mindset, you're probably never going to start, and you're never going to achieve any results. Quit waiting for that perfect time. Quit waiting until that time that you think you can do it 100%, because the journey will never be linear. And same is true with my laundry girlfriend. It's not going to be done 100% today, but I know I will feel good if I make a dent in some organization, in some decluttering, getting rid of some things, and just cleaning up the environment cleans up my headspace so much. So I don't know if you relate to that, but you know, one thing to remember is, number one, can you take those moments when you're about to emotionally eat? Check in with yourself, and is there something else you can do that makes you more productive? So today, for me, it's going to be this laundry situation. But it could look different for each and every one of us. But this is what I'm starting out with today. And actually, I'm going to get some food cooking too. We're gonna get a good, healthy breakfast going, get our day started, nourished. That'll just make me way more effective and efficient. The most common mistake I see most women making on a day-to-day basis is, number one, not strategizing about the meals that they're gonna have ahead of time. And number two, waiting to eat or kind of stacking their macros towards the end of the day out of fear or panic that they may not have enough left over. Both of those approaches causes major issue with your ability to lose weight. So what I want you to do is be proactive with strategizing your meals for the day. If there's something that you know you want to eat the next day or the day of, plan that in. Take the time the night before to actually put that into your macro tracker. For me, I am all about starting my day with a good meal, whether it's calorically dense or not. This is what I have learned from my own body, that if I try to not eat, or not even try, if I just get lost in the sauce, I'm busy, I'm doing all the things, and before you know it, it's the afternoon and I'm only a couple hundred calories deep, it almost always backfires. And I may not notice it immediately, but when I notice it is at nighttime, is when I'm trying to go to sleep. That's when the snackies come in. That's when the munchies come in. That's when it's hard to delineate, am I physically really hungry? Do I really need food right now? Or is there something else going on here? Sometimes you need to stop and say, whoa, did I just not really do the best job I could have with spreading my meals out throughout the day? And oftentimes that's what's happening. So if I can encourage you to, even if you're trying to lose weight, start your day eating. Start it with a good meal that nourishes you, gives you energy, and fuels you up for the day. This is a nice hearty meal for me. I'm also stacking onto it some extra carbohydrates via this Factor. I got a delivery from Factor Meals this week, and they sent their cold pressed juices over too. This one's apple, beet, and ginger, which I love eating fruit with breakfast. You probably see it a lot on this channel, or if you saw my last full day of eating. But today I'm gonna do this cold pressed juice just for something different and also to hydrate me. Ooh. That's really good. I love beets though. If you don't like beets, you will not like a beet juice, because that's all that's in here: apple juice, beet juice, and ginger juice. But second to that is making sure you're hydrating throughout the day. So this is gonna give me a good start to my hydration. I'm caffeinating, but yes, coffee. I have a protein shake in here that still hydrates me, friends. All liquids will provide a level of hydration. And then I'm gonna just eat my breakfast tacos, which honestly have been a go-to for me. They're very satisfying. I've got these corn tortillas here, and then I'm adding a little bit of guac to them. This is just such a satisfying meal for me. And I've got a lot I want to do today. I am working right now on getting some organization done, as I showed you before. And I've got 2 calls I have to take after that. And then we're going to Walmart. So a lot to do, which means I could easily get caught up and behind on my meals, which will definitely backfire. So get in those nourishing meals and pre-plan them. Walmart is one of the best stores to go to get some high protein, low fat options. So the first thing I'm gonna suggest is spending some time in the produce section and building your meals around fresh produce. You're not gonna find high fat content in the produce section. So the more you can bulk up your meals with things like berries, they even sell organic as well at most Walmarts, organic blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. Your berries are gonna be the most high in fiber and lowest calorie. But quite honestly, I'm just happy when my clients eat fruit. I always love getting bagged salad mixes when I'm at Walmart. You don't have to do it this way, but they always make my life easier to have just any type of salad mix. Honestly, even if you want like shredded iceberg lettuce, that's fine too. I understand it's more water dense, not as nutrient dense. However, if you're trying to lose weight, it's all about volume and feeling as full as possible and not feeling restricted. So highly suggest finding some different varieties of lettuce you like. If you can make your meals into a salad or even side salads, or if you find yourself needing a snack, creating a low-calorie salad can be a great option to feel satisfied. Grabbing items like baby carrots, ready to eat, ready to snack on, can also set you up for success during a deficit, because the reality is the munchies will hit, you're gonna get a little snacky, and if you need those options on hand that aren't gonna wreck your diet, some already cut up veggies are a good option, or you can always get things like bell peppers and just slice these babies up as soon as you get home. That way they're easy to snack on. I feel like potatoes still get demonized when it comes to a healthy diet, but honestly, potatoes are great for weight loss, whether it's any variety of sweet potato that you enjoy, or even a white potato, yellow potato. Potatoes, honestly, for the volume that they provide, are low fat, they're high in nutrition, and they're relatively moderate in carbohydrates. So I just recommend keeping the skin on, washing it good, because that's where you're gonna get all the fiber and good nutrition in it. But that's a great option for your carbohydrates throughout the day. Heading into the frozen foods aisle, because another misconception is that frozen foods are bad for you, or you can't lose weight with consuming things that are somewhat convenienced or already prepared for you, and that is a false reality. I honestly love ensuring that my freezer is filled with things that are gonna last a bit longer, so things like wild blueberries. You can get these blends that are great for smoothies. Just add a scoop of protein to it, nice and filling, also great for hydration. Or just having some ready-to-go veggie bags on hand, things you can just steam right up. Some broccoli florets are one of my favorites. Brussels sprouts, green beans. Fresh is great, but you don't have to limit yourself to that. There's a lot of good options here that are affordable, and stocking up on these can definitely set you up for success. No lie, one of my favorite places to get meat, and no, this video is not sponsored by Walmart, but is Walmart. They always have lean ground beef. I find that's an option that's really hard to find at some grocery stores. So we often get this at Walmart because we can't rely on other grocery stores for it. Many people recommend limiting the amount of red meat you eat. I love red meat. I actually feel best when I get the energy from the red meat, especially during menstruation phases. So a turkey burger isn't a good swap for me because you're not getting the same nutrition from turkey burgers. So I like to have both on hand. You can get your ground turkey, your ground beef here, your chicken, all kinds of protein options. I like having a variety on hand. I suggest you do the same, because that variety in your diet, even if it's just pick a couple proteins, maybe it's beef and chicken for the week, maybe it's ground beef and ground turkey, because those are the easiest for you to cook. Have those options cooked, ready to go, and then you can just use different sauces with them. Another great option, if you are on a budget, you can even grab items such as the sliced peaches. These are in no added sugar, so there's no added syrup in there. And you have to kind of take a look at it when you're looking at the fruit options, but most varieties will provide you with a no sugar added option or lower sugar. Always love to get the no sugar added pears and add these to cottage cheese. Another option to have on hand, so if you're someone that wastes produce, and I'm sitting here telling you to stock up on produce, grabbing stuff like this to have in your cupboard could be a game changer. You're in a quick pinch, you just want to have a quick meal that's satisfying, you've got your sliced pears that you can then add to maybe some cottage cheese for a high protein meal that you're getting some good nutrition from. So canned goods, you've got like the fruit cups, those are an option too. I just suggest either doing it in the light to no syrup, no added sugar. Another amazing high protein option here that's not only high in protein, but it's also travel friendly, which is one of the biggest questions I get from people. How do I travel, reach my protein goals? Because protein's typically perishable, but they have some really nice options here For the flavored packets, I do suggest flavored when you're on the go because you can eat them as is and they taste pretty good by themselves. Sodium-wise too, they're not too shabby. 340 milligrams of sodium in one packet. You're getting 15 grams of protein. So as long as you have a little spoon in your purse, you're ready to go. I have all of my inner circle girls hooked on these flavored packets because they're so good. But another option here, if you're on a budget or just need some high protein foods, is going for some of the wild albacore tuna. You can get that no salt, just in water because you're likely going to add something to it. So another great option for high protein, quick meals to have in a pinch. Make sure you have this, a little something to flavor it up, whether it's Dijon mustard, light mayo, maybe some avocado for some heart healthy fats. You've got a quick, easy, high protein option. Honestly, canned foods in general, people sleep on them or people frown upon them, but you can get the no salt added. They even have the organic if that's important to you, green beans ready to go. I'd rather you eat beans, I'd rather you eat any vegetables versus none. So if canned is what helps you be consistent with your vegetable intake and it gives you that extra bulk in your diet, extra volume, look, you can eat this pretty much entire can of green beans. We have 3.5 servings in here for less than 15 carbohydrates. So you're dieting, you're hungry, you really need something to eat. Find some veggies you enjoy. Green beans, your green ones are going to be lower in calories, of course, compared to carrots or corn, something of that nature. But a great option. Go ahead, eat a full can of green beans. Go for it, girl. It'll help fill you up. I guess my secret's out because they only have the chicken in stock right now, but usually they have chicken and beef bone broth. This is something I suggest for a lot of women who maybe need to get in some calories during the day. Maybe you have a job that doesn't allow you to eat frequent meals throughout the day. Bone broth can be a nice option to just get in some high protein. This is 9 grams of protein in 1 cup. I love to have something like this during the cold winter months. Easy to sip on, get some protein in, get some hydration in. You're getting in volume, which is gonna keep you satisfied. As a kid, I grew up on Hamburger Helper. Love this stuff. I still recreate these meals to this day, even in a dieting phase. So instead of grabbing something like this, you can easily put that together on your own, grabbing your own pasta. There are so many great pasta varieties right now. The Banza is one of my favorites, made out of chickpeas, no other ingredients, high protein, high fiber, great source of carbohydrates. So don't be scared to eat carbohydrates when you're in a dieting phase. They will help keep you full and satisfied. So getting something like that, getting your lean ground beef, and then mixing it with a lower calorie option. You could do your own sauce. I like to do olive oil, but I've also done it where I get some low fat cheese, some light cream cheese, add a little milk to kind of create your own little sauce. Tons of stuff you can do to recreate this stuff on your own and in a healthier way. And in addition to that, throw in whatever veggies that you already bought to really bulk up the meal. So when I'm trying to make sure I'm keeping my carbohydrates in check, but I want pasta and I know 1 serving isn't gonna feel like enough, that's when I add in all those frozen veggies to it to really make that bowl even bigger. Wheat germ is something people don't really think about, but I bring it up because you can find this in your cereal aisle. Wheat germ is gonna provide for you an extra 2 grams of fiber in your diet, 4 grams of protein per 2 tablespoons. Maybe it doesn't sound like a lot, but for those of you that are truly struggling with meeting your protein macros and just feeling more full and satisfied, wheat germ tastes so good. If you're someone that likes yogurt bowls, you like smoothies, maybe you're eating a Ninja Creamy at night, topping it with a couple tablespoons of this just adds a nice nutty texture and flavor to it. Very delicious, easy way to sneak in some of those extra grams of protein. Low calorie option, only 60 grams of calories per 2 tablespoons. Now, if you're enjoying this style of video, then be sure to let me know down in the comments because Walmart's cool. No one's yelled at me yet for filming here. They're pretty good about it. And I really enjoy showing these types of options because the options are quite honestly endless. So be sure to leave me that feedback, like this video, so that I'll know to do more of these. We are getting ready to do a live grounds workout here on the YouTube Grounds Olympics, and I'm gonna stream it on IG too. So if you guys want me to do another one of these, let me know. I really enjoy doing these. They're a little bit challenging, but fun. In terms of your commitment to weight loss and strategies you can utilize, this is where the Grounds app is so cool because we're constantly updating with new challenges in there, new giveaways, new incentives to kind of keep you going. The whole point of Grounds Olympics was to form that circle with a couple other people to keep each other going. For me personally, I don't normally work out today, but I committed to do this today for my community. And so anytime you build in that support, it builds in that accountability. You oftentimes don't want to let down other people. You'll let down yourself first, but you don't want to let down other people. So a normal Friday night, I'd be chilling. I wouldn't be doing a leg day at 5 p.m., but I don't want to let down my community. This is important to me, and I do have a lot of fun doing it. And it's so true. Usually we can kind of dread, like, I don't want to go to the gym, I don't want to work out. But if you get there with a support system, or you already have your Grounds app going, you enjoy it. Or if nothing else, you at least do it and you committed to yourself and you followed through. So it's an easy thing. What I like about Grounds app is you can tell, or maybe you can't, because I'd have to scroll down a little bit, but I have my workout scheduled for tonight. So that's one thing in addition to pre-planning, like we talked about with macros earlier. You can pre-plan in the Grounds app, schedule out your workouts for the week, and it'll remind you like, hey girl, you've got your workout coming up. So it's this built-in accountability system. So I think it's really important to find those little things that keep you a little bit motivated, because we're not always going to be motivated. We need to build that discipline, but it does help to kind of build in those little strategies that keep us on track. So we're going to finish setting up. Jason kindly moved our entire TV setup back here so that the girls can see the workout behind me and I can just watch it visually here. I'm going to set up my tripod and we're going to live stream. Actually, I'm going to log into Instagram off Jason's phone, log into Instagram so people can follow me either on YouTube over here on the laptop, Jay got set up, or on Instagram. So right now, all I gotta do is bring the weights up. I may modify a couple things because I'm not bringing up an entire bench, but that's okay. Modifications are good to show as well. So that's what we're gonna do. Gonna get in our Friday night workout. I've been giving you a lot of weight loss strategies throughout this video, and I wanna take a moment to just talk where I'm at and where I am at in my progress as of this week. This is week 8 of Driven, so we actually only have a couple weeks left of this series. If you're feeling panicked that it's almost over and you're not where you want to be, just remember that this journey does not need to end. So I did have Jason take some morning progress photos, which you're going to see. He always does the video, and then I have him get pictures of me as well. And one thing I like to do for me to assess my progress or to look back is I just create a little collage I can do that right in my own gallery where I just compare. I have a whole gallery of Driven photos, my progress pics, and I do a collage to compare week 1 to where I'm at this week, which I'll be honest is really tough for me to do sometimes because I feel like when I look at the photos or I even look at the video, it's really tough for me to see much change. But when I look at week 1, I was freshly self-tanned and I am not. And that does make a difference in the muscle definition that I can see. I will say the photos, it is tough for me to tell where the changes are, even though I know changes have been made. I can physically see them. Like when I'm working out in the gym and I'm looking down and I'm seeing veins come out I haven't seen before, I'm seeing definition look different than I haven't seen before. And for me, that's the confirmation I need to know that I'm on the right track. And regardless of, I forgot to weigh in today, so I haven't really weighed in as much this week, but regardless if the photos aren't necessarily showing you what you want to see or major changes, here's the weight loss strategy. This is where the mindset makes all the difference. Are you going to look at that, what you can consider lack of progress, and get down on yourself and say, I'm doing all of this and nothing is changing? This is what happens to many of us. We're actively working towards our goals, making the small steps that we need to make. And maybe the changes just aren't happening as quickly as we'd like. Reality check, they never do. They never happen as quickly as we like. And oftentimes the changes are happening even when we can't physically see them. So at this point in time, I'm keeping the mindset of the fact that I traveled the week before. I felt like I gave it all I had while I was traveling. I did have to pull back on my lifting and a bit on my cardio. My diet was as good as I could possibly do, but was it my normal diet when I was at home? No. So coming back home, my priority became getting my rest, because I definitely felt fatigued. It kind of hit me, and it did take me that full week to recover. So workouts felt a little harder, and I will say I wasn't in my like gung-ho energy, normal, peppy Kara, giving everything my all. And I did miss a cardio session this past week. I'm not gonna be down about it, even if my progress pics to me aren't maybe where I thought they could be at this stage. I know I've made really good progress the past 8 weeks. I have been dedicated to doing what I need to do to align with the person that I want to become. And it's not going to change overnight. It's not going to change in 10 weeks either. So I can't stress that enough, the importance of continuing to work on yourself through even those times or weeks or moments where you feel like you might be having setbacks. Really ask yourself if you truly had a setback. You very well could have. If you're taking an honest look at what you've been doing, if your behaviors, if your actions aren't aligning with the goal you're trying to get, maybe you're kind of setting yourself back. Maybe it's time to really do a bit of a refresh and reevaluate what your goals are and what you're doing. But for me, I'm giving myself that reality check of having a realistic mindset. I am no longer living a perfectionist lifestyle. I'm not an all or nothing person. I'm also not a super restrictive person. So between traveling and coming home, I had this 2-week shift where I wasn't going balls to the wall. It's important to me to always maintain that bigger picture of health and what I'm doing here. And I hope that message makes sense to you, because it's something that's really important. As women, we tend to just feel like we're not seeing progress, and it's not true. It's usually not true. I want you to really focus on any of those little wins. So even if those wins are not wins in your progress photos or on the scale, what wins did you have this past week? I'm sure you've had some. So are you identifying them and celebrating them? For me, I'm celebrating the fact that I traveled and I didn't really digress any. Maybe I didn't progress, but the journey's never gonna be linear. It doesn't matter who you are. It's never gonna be perfectly linear. So keeping that realistic mindset will help you with your weight loss journey. And it's hard to do. And sometimes you just need someone to shift that perspective for you. That's sometimes when hiring a coach can help. That's what the Grounds Inner Circle is all about. That is what my mission is all about, is just to empower women to have that healthier mindset and realistic set of goggles on when you're looking at yourself and evaluating your progress. So for me, where I'm at, I'm happy because when I looked in the gym today, I really feel like I look stronger. I can see more muscle definition, even if it doesn't necessarily come out in my morning progress pictures. I know I'm making changes and I feel really strong right now. I feel really fit, and I do really feel like I am coming into just an even stronger version of myself. And I think that's so cool to be able to share with the world as a woman in her 40s, where I feel like we just don't see enough of it and it's not promoted enough. I feel like society just expects us as women, as we enter our 40s, 50s and on, to just accept the circumstances that you're not gonna look fit anymore, and you're just, it gets harder and you're just gonna be weaker and you're gonna gain weight in places you don't want. And I refuse to accept that, and I am going to always be transparent and share with you what I am doing to maintain a healthy lifestyle for as long as possible, because living a healthy lifestyle is what helps us age and live a longer lifestyle. So we've got 2 weeks left, and now that I'm home and rested and fired up, I am just really ready to see what I can do the next 2 weeks to finish out this journey with you. So at this point in the video, I'd like you to go down in the comment section and let me know where you're at. Do not forget, I am choosing one driven winner at the end of this. This person needs to be engaged in the videos, liking the content, commenting, also part of my Buff Bunny Discord, my Buff Bunny Discord. You also need to be a member of my Buff Bunny Babes Discord, where I do have a driven channel in there, sharing the videos, all that stuff. I am putting together a really cool package that I'm gonna send out to the winner. So use that as your dangly carrot if you need to keep you going at least these next 2 weeks, but just remember it's not gonna end there. I hope you're all as excited as me to continue on these next 2 weeks, and if you need support, reach out, comment down below, and I am happy to help you in any way that I can. I had pre-filmed a fun little haul of me unboxing a bunch of packages I got when I got home from my trip, so enjoy that for the rest of the vlog, and I'll see you in the next Driven episode. Why does it feel like anytime I order stuff, it all comes on the same day, and then it looks like I have a shopping addiction? I had a bunch of stuff arrive today by sharing with you my little haul. Some of it's a haul, and then some of it's my product from Go. So let's start with that. I have discovered my new love for Ninja Creamies. If you have been following along this series, I mentioned in my not last episode, the episode before, I shared a full day of eating. You can go back and check that out. But the thing that's been keeping me on track is those Ninja Creamies at nighttime. I crave them, I look forward to them, and I miss them dearly when I was in Houston. So I officially ran out of my strawberry shortcake away. I didn't know if it was still in stock or not, but luckily it is. I switched over to Chips Ahoy. That's also really good. Chips Ahoy and strawberry shortcake or marshmallow cereal milk are my top 3 for a Ninja Creamy. 10 out of 10 recommend. Absolutely love this at nighttime. So that's how I use that. Restocked on the way Oreo protein because that's what I use every single day for my cold brew coffee. And then in terms of supplements, I get asked a lot what supplements I recommend people take, and this really just depends on you and what your goals are. My supplement intake is fairly consistent for the most part, but sometimes I do switch it up based on my goals. So right now, going through a deficit, going through a little bit of a cut, I'm not as focused on gaining muscle. That's not really what I'm looking to do at this moment in time. I certainly want to preserve the muscle I have for sure, but I'm not looking to gain muscle. So if you are someone to look to gain muscle, you may want to implement a creatine. So Ghost has a product called Size. That's a creatine that will assist you with getting that additional power. So that's one I tend to recommend. And for me, the ones that I use most consistently from Ghost are Intra, which is brand new. This is kind of their reformulated version. It was previously called Aminos. Now it's called Intra. They have a few different flavors of it. I restocked on Orange Squeeze and Blue Raspberry. So these not only have, in terms of being an intra product, it not only has all of your essential amino acids in there, but it also has in there electrolytes. It has a focus complex, so it's got some taurine in there, ashwagandha. It also has in there estrogen to help with absorption of everything, and aquamine and pink sea salt to just help with overall hydration and electrolyte balance. So highly recommend this if you're someone who feels a little lackluster during your workouts. Sometimes I do take this just randomly during the day, post-workout, but ideally this is a great thing to incorporate during your workouts if you don't want caffeine. You're someone that cannot handle caffeine, definitely suggest the Ghost Intra. Blue Raspberry, Welch's Grape are my top 2 favorites. The Orange Squeeze is Jason's favorite. And then I go hard on hydration, especially in the summer months. I'm sweating a ton between my lifts and then my running. So Ghost Hydration is just the best formula. It comes in tubs, or you can also get it in the stick version, which is nice because I just brought all of those to Houston with me. We have kiwi strawberry, and then we also have the lemon crush. I will stack these together when I need extra hydration. Lemon Crush had a slow burn on me. It used to not be my favorite. Cherry Limeade's really good too, but the Lemon Crush pairs so nicely with any of the intra flavors. It just levels it up. It tastes like juice. And sometimes, here's the tea, sometimes I just need a sweet drink. Sometimes during a dieting phase, the one thing that keeps me on track is not feeling like I can't have things. So I find ways to add in other things that don't necessarily hurt my macros for the day. So something I like to implement at nighttime or during the day if I'm feeling snacky, but I'm checking in on myself and I'm either not truly physically hungry, or maybe I am physically hungry, but I understand I'm trying to focus on a deficit. So we have to remember we're gonna feel hungry at times. Having a drink like this can just be such a game changer for me to just fill up a shaker cup, 24 ounces with these two combined, tastes like juice, adds that volume to my system, and it's really, in terms of calories, it's not even mentionable. It's 5 calories a scoop per both of those, so it's really not a big deal. So those to me are life-changing. You can use code Kara at checkout anytime you buy Ghost products, which I always just want to thank you all, because if you've been here for a minute, you know how much I was waiting to be seen by Ghost. So just being a Ghost athlete, I am approaching 1 year with them, officially September 1st. So that's really cool. I'm just really happy to be working with them, and I wouldn't be working with them or continue to have made it out of that trial period of my contract if it wasn't for you all and the support that you do provide. So really appreciate that. Okay, now into the stuff that I bought. Okay, I was influenced by this when I was down in Houston. I was talking to Andy. You maybe know Andy. You've seen him on Heidi's vlogs or behind the scenes. I believe Teresa has one of these as well. But they sold me on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 Creator Combo camera. This probably may not be something that you non-creators would want to purchase, but maybe if you're someone who travels a lot and just really likes to capture those moments. Jason's got it out. He's playing with it right now, but I had told Jason about it. Jason loves gadgets. He started sending me YouTube review videos. If you are for some reason interested in this, go watch Brandon Lee's video on it. He did just such a good review, in my opinion, as someone who's not super techie in this space. He made it so applicable to all different styles of filming and just really made me want to purchase it, quite honestly. So I'm really excited to have this. We're going to test it out, probably not for these videos, but more as a more compact option for me for when I travel. So I'm traveling in September, I'm traveling in October, and having something smaller size versus this camera, which she's big. Jason won't like it, I called it a she, but the Sony a7S I, did I say that right? She's huge. It's not something I like to travel with just due to how much it costs and how heavy it is. So anytime I can find something more compact to be able to travel with and still capture cool content excites me. So we'll be trialing this out. I'll let you know how that goes. Do you ever get those promotional text messages from companies that tell you when they're having a sale? I do, and Bath & Body Works hit me up the other night and said, we are having 50% off the Halloween collection. And I was sold because I didn't even know they had their Halloween collection available yet. So homegirl went in. Look at this cute soap holder. I'm trying to not push it down because it actually plays a spooky song and the dogs don't really love it, but I think it's really cute. It's more of a rubbery feel. So everything was 50% off, and I always get all the spooky soaps. So I got the soap holder, and then I got every spooky soap they offer. So if you haven't checked it out yet, and they always do tons of sales. So we got Ghoul Friend. I can't tell what that smells like. I feel like some of them leaked in transit. Vampire Blood, that one has been around before. I love anything and all things vanilla, so I got 2 of the Wicked Vanilla Woods. Pumpkin Perfect, I think they had that one last year, and Candy Apple Cauldron. I just always have an eye and a love for marketing and packaging, and they do just such a good job with their graphics for Halloween. So we got all those for soaps. I did get a couple body products. I knew I was gonna like that Wicked Vanilla Woods. I love all things vanilla. This one just has a smokiness to it almost, a vanilla, but it's got that amber wood in it. I really enjoy that, so I got a soap. This is part of the men's line, but I didn't care. I got it for me. It's not for Jason. He doesn't use body wash. He uses soap. No, he doesn't use soap. He uses water. It works for him, all right? This one is a men's collection one, but it's not too manly in my opinion. It has, the fragrance notes are black plum, suede saffron, and haunted woods. So I knew that was gonna be just like a smoky fall flavor. It's not too smoky though. It kind of reminds me of some of their, is it Fall Leaves? I don't know. It just has a really fresh fall scent to it, and it's not overly manly. So if you're a girl and you're like me, I don't know, the package is cool too. I recommend it. And then lastly, I don't burn candles just because we try to reduce the amount of environmental toxins we could be absorbing. I know it could cause Jason headaches, but I got this candle mostly for the frickin' lid because it's so badass. So this is the Wicked Vanilla Woods candle, which smells phenomenal. But look at that lid. I think it's just so cool. It's super heavy too. Like this baby's got some girth to it. Candle smells phenomenal. So if you're a candle burner, I 10 out of 10 recommend. Just thought that was so cool. So that was the Bath & Body Works haul. Last thing I got, if you didn't know, I now have an affiliate code with Charlotte Tilbury, okay? It's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal because I do love the beauty space, and it's one of my goals to be a little bit more immersed beyond just fitness and wellness. I also love beauty and skincare. So that's an area that I'm trying to dive more into here, as well as on my TikTok. So if you want to follow me on TikTok, I thankfully finally got TikTok creator status so I can link products and stuff like that. Anyways, I signed up and got approved for the affiliate program with Charlotte Tilbury. So I now get rewards and I'm able to try out products. Depending on how my sales do, they send you more stuff. But I do have a discount code if you want to shop Charlotte Tilbury's website. It's an automatically generated code, so it's not something easily remembered. I actually emailed them about it and they said they're working on it, but I'll have Jason throw that code on the screen. It will get you 15% off the entire anything on the website, including their sales. Like although they sell them at Sephora and Ulta, they have the best bundles on Charlotte Tilbury's website. And even when she has summer sales or any sales, you can stack that code. So I'll leave that code here. Really appreciate it if you want to use that to get yourself 15% off. I think I'm going to try some of these out today. You also get to choose a couple samples too when you order off their website. And I have so many items I just love from them already, but I got some things to try out that are new for me with Charlotte Tilbury. So first off, I got the Broad Spectrum SPF 50 sunscreen. It's also a flawless poreless primer, which I am a poreless primer girl when it comes to my primer, and I love that this also has that 50 SPF already built into it, so I don't have to do SPF and a primer. So I'm gonna definitely test this out. Next, I've seen people rave about the Beautiful Skin foundation. One of my favorite foundations from her is the Longwear foundation. Let me show that to you. This one, the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. If I was gonna recommend anything to anyone, it would be this one. I wear 6 neutral and 7 neutral depending on my tan. But I wore that at the photo shoot in Houston both days. And literally it was so hot and people were looking at me like, your face looks so good. How is your makeup still perfect? Did you touch up your makeup? Even the photographer was like, the skin. And so it was just nice to hear. And I've had that happen, not to sound cocky, at quite a few photo shoots. And it's always because I'm wearing that foundation. It looks better as the day goes on. Even if you sweat, it stays locked in. So highly recommend that foundation. It is full coverage. So if you're not a full coverage person, you won't like it, but it's not heavy on the skin. So I wanted to try the Beautiful Skin foundation because this one is supposed to be a bit juicier looking, a little more hydrating. So I want to try that out to kind of compare. This I already had, but this is another recommendation I would give y'all, is the Super Fusion Facial Oil. This one makes my skin look incredible and makeup layers over it really good too. I did get a travel size Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I've tried this, I love it. It is one of the best setting sprays that actually holds your makeup in place. So I wanted that for my upcoming travels. I got the travel size of the Unreal Sheer Glow Tint. Is this a travel size or is this the normal size? I don't know. I saw mixed reviews on the Sheer Glow Tint, but I do love her Flawless filter. So I wanted to try it in the stick formula. I saw someone with mature skin and it just looks so nice. And sometimes a day like today, I have nothing on my skin. So it's nice to try out things like this. That's just a one and done that makes your skin look like your skin, but better. That's kind of what I'm hoping to get from it, but I'll update you all. I'll probably do something on TikTok with all these products if you want to check that out. I did grab a different lipstick from her. Love her lipsticks. This is the Nude Romance. On the website, it actually has a shade chooser for you, so you can upload a picture of your face and it will tell you what colors look best on you. So that's something I've been seeking out. Between that and liquid blush, I feel like I haven't been wearing the right blush for my skin tone. I've been going with the bright poppy pinks because they're so freaking pretty, but I feel like they don't actually look good on me. Like, they don't enhance my features. So when I did the little shade quiz test, it told me that like a peachy coral tone was better for me. So I got this Pillow Talk Peach Pop, and this is one of their liquid, well, it's a matte beauty blush wand. So it's a liquid formula. I'm gonna try that out. And then lastly, I got more of a skincare product. It's a Magic Hydrator Mist Radiant Skin Hyaluronic Acid combo. So this one, actually, I don't think I've ever seen this one at Sephora. I don't know if Sephora sells as much of their skincare products or not. Let's try this out. Oh, that's a nice mister. Okay. I love the way it smells. Is there fragrance in it? I can't tell. Does my skin look juicy all of a sudden? Figured I would get that though, because my skin has been leaning very dry lately, which is weird in the summer months. Usually I'm more combo. Oh, I totally sprayed my glasses. Okay, that's done. But yeah, that was the haul. So I just wanted to share that with you. And where am I at in my life? Let me see.